Bananas! Did I scare you guys? I hope I have your attention because we are here for set number 5 of the night with ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies. I am Nibs Plays Games, and alongside me here for this set is Amy Woke Flossie. What's going on, Amy? How you doing?
Man, I'm excited to see this. One legendary I don't think we've seen tonight in that Dialga. We have seen a Kyogre, though. What do you think of these teams?
I think these teams are really cool. We're seeing SirWilson bring his team back from last week. I believe it's the same team with that amazing Incineroar set that we saw last time. And I don't know if Directing Ball remembers, but the fake out in the Incineroar, as mentioned by Will, is that there's no fake out. So we know that. But also alongside the Incineroar on SirWilson's team is going to be the Kyogre, one of my favorite Pokemon, Zapdos and Rillaboom. Metagross is there as well, and so is Whimsicott. For Directing Ball, they're going to be using, oh man, Dialga, Togekiss, Galarian Moltres, Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Garchomp.
Yeah, and some people would refer to Garchomp as better Zygarde.
Well, how do you feel about that, Amy?
No, I'm the one referring to it as better Zygarde. I don't know if I've given up on Zygarde, but as far as Dragon ground typings go, Garchomp is definitely a good pick.
It's very cool, and it does give you that option. Like, you don't have to use your restricted on the Zygarde. You can have the same typing, and it's still a pretty bulky Pokemon while still being pretty fast and hitting super hard. It's as close to, I believe that actually is a pseudo-legendary, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of like that, like you can almost substitute Metagross out for Pokemon like Solgaleo, but as we know, Solgaleo I think is a little bit better. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. They are kind of similar.
Mm-hmm. It's the same typings, and they're pseudo legends, and they hit hard and live things, and they have good abilities. So yeah, so we are going to get this game started out right now, as Directing Ball is going to go ahead and lead with the Dialga plus the Rillaboom, and on Will's side of the field, it's going to be his very own Rillaboom plus his Zapdos.
Yeah, this Zapdos, of course, if I was Directing Ball, I think they need to be afraid of something like a max airstream going into the Rillaboom from that Zapdos. However, because the Dialga's on the field, there is a threat of Trick Room being set up this turn as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm Will in this situation, I'm probably not going to go for too many airstreams right off the bat, because Dialga is something that really likes to go for the Trick Rooms. But we're not going to see a Trick Room here. We are actually just going to see that very Dialga go for the Dynamax here right out of the gate, turn 1. Let's see what everything else goes for. It's going to be a Protect coming from Will Zapdos.
Yep.
And a fake out coming from the opposing. That's going to be Directing Ball's fake out into the other Rillaboom as well, and it's just a double into that. So good prediction on the Protect there from the Zapdos, as it's a double into Will's Rillaboom, bringing it down to what looked like SirWilson's 17 HP. It's actually 19, so I'm wrong. My pun does not work. Darn it.
I wonder what the item is on that Dialga. I mean, until we've seen it, I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was Will going for something like, you know, a Heat Wave or something that could threaten super effective damage on that Dialga. But Directing Ball's Rillaboom just going to go ahead and U-turn out to finish off that Rillaboom. Will we see the Garchomp here, do you think?
I think there's definitely a chance. If I were to guess about the item on Directing Ball's Dialga, it could potentially be Life Orb, and it could have gotten the HP back from the terrain, and we may have just not noticed it. That's kind of what I feel like it should be, at least. And a Whirlwind is going to come out from that, that Dialga. I don't know. But that is going to do tons of damage to the Zapdos, bringing it down to 22 HP. And it does not look like SirWilson has the Garchomp is on Directing Ball's team. Never mind.
Yeah. So we just see the Togekiss come out from Directing Ball. Not just see the Togekiss. I mean, Togekiss is a very good Pokemon. Can redirect some of these hits from Zapdos, but now Zapdos is very whittled down. Barely has any health left. And of course, we know that Whimsicots aren't necessarily known for their offensive prowess. Fake Tears, though, really good move. No redirection from the Togekiss either.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. It's going to be a Thunder coming out from SirWilson Zapdos, and it's actually just targeting into that Togekiss. So getting the Fake Tears off into the Dialga, but attacking into the Togekiss. Not only does the Thunder land, but it also gets a paralysis in there as well, as this Zapdos goes down to 5 HP after the Life Orb, and a Steel Spike goes out from the Dialga into the Whimsicott, bringing it to super low health, and Focus Sash is going to be triggered, so not only low health, but 1 health.
Yeah, that Whimsicott being able to spread around a couple Fake Tears, though, is kind of interesting, considering that I have to imagine that Will's got the Kyogre in the back.
Yeah, so we do.
I wasn't paying attention.
It was an Air Slash miss coming from the Togekiss.
Oh, no, I mean in the back. What does Will have in the back?
Oh, it's the Kyogre.
Yeah, that I figured.
Yeah. So if I'm SirWilson here, I think I just opt for, I probably just opt for like a Thunder into the Togekiss and bring in the Kyogre, or protect and just wait until this Whimsicott is no longer on the field and you can just bring in Kyogre for free. So it is going to be a Follow Me here coming from Directing Ball. That Togekiss is going to become the center of attention. Whimsicott doesn't mind that though, because it's just setting up a tailwind for all of its friends. Thunder coming out from the Zapdos. Not going to land this time. Flash Cannon comes out, and that was very fast. That was kind of like weird looking, but super quick. Moral of the story, the Zapdos is no longer living, and Kyogre is on the field. Hello, Banana Bell. How are you doing?
Interesting choice to leave the Whimsicott alive there, which, as we know, has now another chance to drop a Fake Tears into something before Kyogre goes for a huge spread move damage with either Water Spout or Origin Pulse. Does Will have Water Spout on this Kyogre this week?
I don't know. I didn't see if he. I think he does, because I remember he came over and we were talking about he was definitely talking about switching it over back to Origin Pulse. But I don't know if you remember, but that Fake Tears went off into Dialga a couple of turns ago, and this Dialga is really going to feel this attack. It's resisted. It's an Origin Pulse still.
Origin Pulse.
Let's see how much damage this does.
It does.
Yep, it connects, and I think a Fake Tears should have gone out again into the Dialga just to kind of confirm that it was going to get the KO. Well,
there's the trick
actually,
through. Will
still hasn't used the Dynamax for his side yet, so there's still potential here for Will. It's not quite over just yet.
No, I agree, especially because Whimsicott, I mean, the Wrecking Ball is essentially ignoring that Whimsicott. As long as Kyogre's alive, we're just going to see a forfeit.
Come on, Will, that's bananas.
Play it out.
I do want to tell you guys, though, that in the pre-call, I was like, what should I put on my background? And SirWilson was just like, but just do a bunch of bananas. And I was like, what? All right, that's kind of weird. That's weird enough to work, Will.
There's a command
Weird
now.
enough to work.
Oh, goodness.
That was bananas. Absolutely. Zordor banned me. Zordor said ban Nibs, so we banned Nibs. He rigged the channel points. Guys, I am very far ahead in the channel points. I have... Okay, somebody needs to challenge me for, 20-something points so I can get to exactly 20,000. I'm already in the lead. I'm up by, like, 1 million. I have almost 20,000, and I think second place has like 6,000, and it's like roller coaster or somebody.
So if I'm Will in this game, I need to find a way to deal with that Dialga a little bit faster. Leaving it on the field from the beginning of the game till the time when Will forfeited, not exactly ideal.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. I'm not sure what the Rillaboom coverage was for. Maybe it was potentially just to get a fake out off and try and prevent the Dialga from setting up a trick room, or maybe even reading that the Garchomp was there. I mean, I know it's a cool looking Pokemon, and that kind of makes people think like, this is a really cool Mon. I want to use it. Why not just lead with?
I agree. I think also Will needs to make better use of that Zapdos. Zapdos, as you and I both know, makes such an excellent Dynamax candidate. Of course, there is the threat of Trick Room going up if you do go for something like a Max Airstream on turn 1. But Zapdos is absolutely a fantastic Pokemon to Dynamax.
Absolutely. A very good one at that as well. And Will knows that too. He talks about that a bunch. And here we are going to see the Garchomp. Togekiss Garchomp is the lead that we see from Directing Ball. And a very aesthetically good-looking one, might I add. It's going to be the Whimsicott Kyogre from SirWilson here, as we're going to see four totally different Pokemon on the field, I believe. The Togekiss might have been there to lead things off.
No, it was Rillaboom on both sides.
So we're going to see four new
different
Pokemon.
Yep.
All right, and there's going to be a redirection on Directing Ball side of the field from that Togekiss, potentially doing something to try and set up. Fake Tears coming out from SirWilson's Whimsicott. Is this going to be an Origin Pulse turn 1? It is going to be an Origin Pulse. Togekiss is going to dodge that. Kind of funny, going to pull a Follow Me out and going to be the only one on your side of the field not getting hit by an attack. Garchomp's going to not really like that a whole lot, bringing it down to a half health, and Poison Jab coming out. 4 times effective move going into Whimsicott. However, there is a Focus Sash. If there was a poison coming from that Poison Jab, that would have been a huge move there from the Garchomp. Pretty big anyway, getting it down to 1 HP early on.
Yeah, we see the Tailwind from Will, which I think might be a good call given the Pokemon here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we saw Kyogre lock into Ice Beam, which, if Togekiss is to go for a Follow Me, or the Kyogre targeted the Togekiss, would be a pretty good choice. Oh no, we saw Origin Pulse, JK.
Yeah, so that Origin Pulse is just going to come out again, and that is going to straight up KO the Togekiss. Under Fake Tears, that is crazy damage, as we see Chase mentioning in the channel. Rip. And that was a big one as well. That was a really big rip. Rillaboom is going to come out on the field. Grassy Surge getting set in the grassy terrain. And we did see the Garchomp switch out for the Dialga. And the Dialga took a pretty good chunk of damage for what I believe is a resisted hit.
I agree. The Kyogre is going to have to be pretty careful here, because an Undynamax Kyogre, I think, always dies to a Grassy Glide from Rillaboom. I don't know if there is a case when it lives. There probably is, but it's probably a ridiculous spread. So just deciding what to do with this Kyogre is going to be a very important thing this turn, I think.
Yeah, we're going to see Metagross the Strutter come out, replacing that Whimsicott on SirWilson's side of the field, and we're going to see some rapid Dynamax animations. Holy cow, what is going on? Going to be the Kyogre coming from SirWilson's Dynamax on his side, and that smile from that big beluga whale is very generous. And let's see how much damage this generous whale puts out in this turn, as we do see a Dynamax coming from Directing Ball as well. More than likely going to be in the Beast Ball. It's probably going to be the Dialga. If it's a Beast Ball Rillaboom, then holy cow, I need to get that immediately. It's not, however.
I don't think you can.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's just a Pokeball, unfortunately. Duh. All right, so Fake Out coming from the Rillaboom, just trying to pick off that Whimsicott who only had 1 HP remaining. Not going to be the Whimsicott, however, going to be the Metagross taking chip damage from that. And Max Geyser coming out from the Kyogre going into Dialga, doing about half the health that it has remaining, maybe just a little bit less. So it might take one more hit, especially after the grassy terrain heal up. And
that looks
Max
like it did a lot.
At about 45% to the Kyogre, and again, all these Pokemon are going to get healed up by the grassy terrain.
The good thing about running, Origin Pulse and then maxing your Kyogre is you don't have to worry about that HP bar being lowered as much. You can still get big attacks off, big water type attacks. Did we lose the feed?
I think we did. One thing, yeah, it's not. All right, so hopefully SirWilson. Okay, so we're gonna see a Max Guard come out, so we didn't miss any action. Max Guard's gonna block the Max Geyser from the Kyogre. Max Guard is the Dialga, obviously. Metagross going for the Iron Head. Let's see if we can get the flinch. And the critical hit and the flinch. Oh my god.
Flinch.
I'm going to go ahead and say it, guys. That is bananas. Oh my goodness. That was the turn
and
that
it definitely mattered too, because I think at that range, Kyogre is definitely going to go down to a Grassy Glide.
Gemma is very fast on the bananas, but
so good.
Yeah, so Gemma mentioned in ATX in the chat mentioning that the Wood Hammer was coming out. Did you just say that as well, Amy? I'm sorry.
No, I was talking about Glide, but either way, like the idea was the same.
Yeah, crit flinch, hashtag skill, absolutely coming from the birthday boy, Chase Tiki VGC. Kyogre, yes. Was that a? It wasn't a crit.
It wasn't a crit. I'm just saying it was crucially like living that attack.
Absolutely, and that flinch crit definitely mattered, as it did put the Rillaboom into just another Iron Head, a standard Iron Head damage. So the Rillaboom is going to go off the field. Kyogre is going to get KO'd by the Max Wormwind as well. No stats are going to be dropped here, as the Metagross does have the ability that doesn't prevent. What's it called?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to create a poll in the chat. Clear Body? Is that what you're talking about?
Clear Body. Yeah. Metagross, Clear Body.
Yeah.
I love using Showdown. I'm like, what? I'm drawing a blank real quick. I'm just gonna... But yeah, ATX in the chat mentioning that crit made it a 2-hit KO instead of 3. And that's the turn that Will 100% needed. Grassy Glide, also not picking up the KO into Kyogre being massive for Will. We could potentially see a Game 3 here. Don't want to speak too soon for it, but looking pretty good, as we did see the Togekiss go down and the Rillaboom go down. The only thing remaining is this Garchomp that has half health next to its ally Dialga, who has super low health. Communication with the other trainer, so I believe maybe that was Will. I think that was Will, because Will would have stayed in.
Well, let me talk to the chat about this poll I just put up, because I think it may not be, like, some people may think it's self-evident, but I'm asking dragon coverage on Dialga. Do you need it? Yes or no? I am kind of, I guess it depends what kind of Dialga you're going to make, though, but I kind of think Steel Spike Quake might be all Dialga needs. Yeah,
so Chase is in the chat saying, yes, you need Dragon, and he's saying specifically for Ogre. I don't.
But then you boost your Spadef, maybe, and you live. I don't know. Yeah,
so what I think the Max Dragon is necessary for, the coverage is very good coming from Rollercoaster. I agree. Pickley is on your side, Amy. So I have been using Reshiram for the last 3 weeks.
Right.
Dialga using Max Dragon into Reshiram is not good for me. So,
but couldn't it run Quake and do also do damage?
No, because it's not stab and it doesn't hit quite as hard.
True, stab does make a big difference. I agree with that. But I think I don't know. I think that there are Dialgas that you definitely want to run it on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think every Dialga needs dragon moves.
I don't know. It's kind of personal. Like it's a personal preference kind of thing, because I do it does cover a lot of things, but you might already have that coverage. Like this Directing Ball right now has a Garchomp there, that can almost do the same stuff that Dialga can do when it comes to dragon coverage. You need Dragon for Shooken Ensign because it still OHKOs with Life Orb or Helping Hand. Otherwise,
have you seen a Life Orb Ensign though? Wait, is that what you're saying? Like
No,
it doesn't
no.
KO? Oh, a life orb
Max
Dialga?
Wormwind Will.
I am excited. It looks like we might see the Whimsicott Kyogre, or no, sorry, Whimsicott Zapdos from Will this time. That's kind of cool. New Pokemon leader again.
It's funny you're talking about that. So I was talking to Will after the stream about last week when, I mean, he didn't really make fun of me, but like when you were making fun of me for saying, is it using the Mystic Water?
Yeah.
And whenever I'm commentating, I was telling him that I just pretend that I can't see any of that. Like I kind of like look away from it, and I
do too. I totally do. Like in the last game, you know, I was totally like, did we see what items on this Venusaur? Like we did.
No,
clearly,
I have no idea.
But I didn't know.
I have no idea what these trainers are using on their mons. Wave Incense, Sea Incense, Mystic Water, all the same thing. Thank you, Chase. Absolutely.
Very true. We're gonna see Togekiss Dialga again.
It's a very
and
good lead.
And with the Zapdos for Will.
Yeah, Dialga Togekiss is a very good lead to kind of stop you from going straight for the Tailwind right away. I think SirWilson may predict that they're just going to max their Dialga right away again, and you don't really need to Tailwind here right away. You might double into the Whimsicott or maybe Steel Spike and Dazzle and Gleam if you have it. I haven't seen Dazzle and Gleam yet. Have you?
I have not. We saw Fake Tears, we saw Protect, we saw Tailwind. Dialga's getting big again.
Yep, so we're going to see that Beast Ball go get a little bit bigger, and it's going to be the Dialga going for the Dynamax here. So we might see something like a Steel Spike coming from Dialga into the Whimsicott, plus an Air Slash to prevent this Whimsicott from doing as much as it possibly can. I'm expecting to see a Fake Tears come here from the... Oh, it is just going to be a Follow Me coming from the Togekiss, so not a double. This Whimsicott's going to get at least 2 turns of life. It's going to be Fake Tears coming out right away. As we did see the Follow Me, it's going to be the Togekiss pulling over that Fake Tears potentially, and a Light Screen coming out as Will is just going to set up early on with this Zapdos, potentially a Steel Spike or a Wormwind coming out. This Wormwind is going to be targeting the Zapdos as it can't target down the Fairy. So
I guess there's an argument for running Dragon coverage on Dialga. That did a bunch for Zapdos.
Yeah, that's a really good reason. I mean, Steel Spike's going to do probably close to half, but not quite half, probably. But that stab Dragon attack into Zapdos, I mean, that's close to a 2-hit in max. You know, it's not quite there, I don't think, but it's close to it. Whimsicott's going to withdraw.
Yeah, if I was Will there, I might have gone for something like another Fake Tears and a Thunder or a Thunderbolt into that Togekiss. But maybe that's why the Kyogre comes out, is because to set the rain to make the Thunder accurate. But of course, we know it has Wakanberry from a previous game. So, but with the Fake Tears, it doesn't live. Tears. That's like hitting a Rindo Berry Gastrodon with a
Wormwind just coming out from this Dialga once again, and also targeting the Zapdos once more. So really trying to get rid of that Zapdos is Directing Ball, and it is going to work out here in turn number 2. And as Santaka is mentioning in the chat, Zapdos is such a cool looking bird, and I absolutely agree. I know Amy agrees as well.
Yeah,
and I'm sure SirWilson does as well. We are all Zapdos players. We love Zapdos.
So now Will's decision kind of looks better than mine, right? When you get the KO on the Togekiss, your Whimsicott is still at full health. Sash hasn't even been broken yet. And you have Prankster Fake Tears with a Kyogre on the field. Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, and if you're Will, you're probably assuming that this Rillaboom is probably just going to go for a Fake Out into your Whimsicott, right? So that leaves it wide open for a Max Hailstorm, as we're going to see this Cherish Ball Kyogre get just as big as Will's head, and it's going to be the Kyogre Dynamaxing. Cherish Ball is a very nice, look at that smile. That is such a nice smile. It's got all its teeth. All right, so the Whimsicott going for Protect here, gonna stop anything. Nice, Gemma, I love that. That's hilarious. Gonna be a Hailstorm coming out from the Kyogre as the Rillaboom is wide open for it, and that looks like it picked up the KO. The weather is also gonna change here. The rain is going to turn into hail, and we might see that here next week in Austin, Texas as well, as it's about to get super cold.
Well, the unfortunate thing about that hail is that this Whimsicott is wait, I didn't see how much that did. Did it take it down to sap?
Oh no,
it protected. Oh.
Yeah. I think that does always.
It is gonna live another turn.
Unless it's AV. If it's AV Rillaboom, then it probably lives that, I would assume. It's not a stab ice move coming from Kyogre, so it's not crazy powering. But it is Kyogre. So that Rillaboom is not going to live here, as I don't believe it was an Assault Vest one. And Moltres. What did it say?
It said the peckish.
Zacian is the best bird. What do you mean?
I agree. It has wings. I mean,
yeah,
what else is a bird
saying that.
Need?
Exactly. So it's going to be fake tears coming out from this Whimsicott, most likely. Well, it has to be into the Dialga because Moltres is a dark type and Prankster moves don't work against it. Air Slash coming out from the Moltres into the Whimsicott. It is going to be enough to pick it off. So Whimsicott is no longer here, but I think Whimsicott did as much as it possibly could in this game number 3. Hailstorm coming out from the Dialga, from the Kyogre into the Dialga after the fake tears. It's enough to bring it down into the red, but not enough to KO it. Draco Meteor comes out.
Which dragon move the Wrecking Ball has chosen to run on their Dialga.
Yep, and it's going to be the Draco Meteor coming out from the Dialga into the Kyogre, doing about 25% HP, and we're going to see some health moving around from Hailstorm damage chip going down, and then we're going to see some health going up, but only in our grounded mons are we seeing health getting gained back. It's not. Yeah. We saw damage go into the Moltres, right? This isn't safety goggles?
Yeah, it did take some chip.
Okay, that's good to know. Then it's probably Life Orb, or no, it's Life Orb Dialga, right? I think we decided that as well. Alright, so this Kyogre has one more turn left to Dynamax, and plenty of health. It's looking really good here for SirWilson. I think he's free to just go for a Hailstorm or a Max Lightning into this Moltres, and then probably just like an Earthquake or something into this Dialga to KO that. But you don't want to do chip damage into your own Mon. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a Protect coming from the Metagross, so very good there. Just target down that Moltres and do as much as you can to it. Fire Wrath coming from that Moltres. Let's see how much damage this does to Kyogre. It can't flinch because
and I think Will made a correct choice of targeting here into the Moltres. The Dialga just lost special attack. The Moltres is threatening damage onto the Metagross, so you really got to take care of that first, I think.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Pumpkin Lord VGC, thank you so much for the follow.
Thank you.
Welcome to the ATX VGC community.
It's bananas!
It's bananas! Where at, Gemma?
See, it's hard to spell.
You didn't spell it right.
It's hard to spell.
Oh, man.
It's a weird word.
A-N-A-N-A-S.
Yeah, that's how I know how to spell it, from that song.
Hey, Chase, do you know that song, by the way? Happy birthday, once again. Yeah, so I wonder what's going to happen here. I mean, this, I can't even win on my birthday. That's funny. Yes, I know that song.
I think that Will just clicked an Origin Pulse again. Does it land? It does.
Chase, you were definitely a baby when that song came out. I'm just saying. You just said, I'm 22,
really?
Not a baby.
When did that song come out? Like 2005 or something? I
think 2004. Like, you weren't like a baby, but you were definitely a toddler, probably. Who was that, Fergie?
Nope. Gwen Stefani.
Are you sure?
Is that why nobody got my reference earlier? It's called
it is
Holla Back Girl. Yeah, 2004. You're right.
Nailed it. Look